Well guys, I've already reviewed the top 10 films I dislike or hate but everyone else loves. But it's time to do opposite, that I'm doing the top 10 films I like but everyone else seems to hate. Now, this video is kind of similar of Doug Walker, that he's that guy with the glasses, the nostalgia critic. But I'm doing it my own reviewing. So, this is it. Sit back and don't be afraid. This is Micah's, that's me, top 10 films I like but everyone else seems to hate. Number 10. The Phantom of the Opera 2004 version. Well, I love this musical film. I mean, it was amazing. I always loved the other musical films like Les Miserables, the 2012 version, and Grease, and The Phantom of the Opera. But this film, I think it's great. And my favorite scene is the masquerade, the dancing, the singing. Well, I always loved that film. And do you think the new one is way better than the original? Or the original is way better than the new one? Well, I guess we'll find out. Number 9 is Rat Race. Well, I love that comedy film. It's kind of similar of, it's a mad, 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 mad world. And then I just saw this movie when I was a kid, and there are the actors. It's like, oh my god, there's Whoopi. Oh my god, there's Rowan Atkinson. He's Mr. Bean. Oh my god, there's John Cleese, the famous actor. Well, he is a famous actor. And oh my god, there's Seth Green. He's Chris from Family Guy. And he made Robot Chicken. Wow! Well, yes, of course. I always loved that comedy film. It was hilarious. This movie's about those guys are gonna race who's gonna win $2 million. And at the end, I saw there's Smash Mouth that he played All-Star. Well, who won the rat race? Well, I can't tell you. It's a spoiler alert. You have to see the movie at this time. And I always liked that comedy film. And I always like the actors are funny. Number 8 is Atlantis, the Lost Empire. Now I know, I always liked that Disney film at this time. It's kind of similar of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Indiana Jones, and Journey to the Center of the Earth. Well, what is it? Was it similar of Indiana Jones, Leagues Under the Sea, Journey to the Center of the Earth? Or just Disney? Well, watch it so you will know. I always like the characters. That there's Milo, that he played Michael J. Fox, that he's funny. I always like the characters, except the villain, that weren't very respectful at this time. Yeah, I always like that Disney film. The best picture, best characters, best 3D animation. Well, I see. Yeah, I always love that Disney film all the time. Number 7 is Austin Powers Goldmember. Oh my god, I love this comedy film. It's hilarious. I was like Austin Powers, that he's Mike Myers, and Dirt Revo, that he's Mike Myers. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I seen the first film. It's like, yeah, it's okay. The second film, okay. And the third film, I loved it! Yeah, I always liked the actors, Beyonce, and Michael Caine and Mike Myers. It was hilarious. Yeah? And the funniest scenes were great. So I say the third one is way better than the first and second. Oh, be groovy, hey. Yeah, baby! Number 6 is Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons. Well, yes, I know. This 2 films was made in a novel by Dan Brown. Those 2 books were amazing, and 2 films were amazing. And then it was directed by Ron Howard and played by Tom Hanks. But I know, this film is kind of inappropriate, like religious, and some of those violent. Especially guns, murder weapons, and fire. But the first film for the Da Vinci Code, I saw this film. It was amazing. I learned about that. So Tom Hanks, he's a good actor at this time. But at the end, you know that white guy that he has a gun and he shot the priest accidentally. Oh my gosh, what a mistake. Yeah, for the second of Angels and Demons, I always loved that second one. That there's Tom Hanks again, there's Aaron McGregor, and then this film is about that, well, that Pope died in the beginning, that who's going to be the new Pope? They write their names on a paper, put fire on it. If there's black smoke, they will never be a new Pope. If there's a white smoke, who will be the new Pope? Now that makes sense. And then Tom Hanks just write on a piece of paper for those churches of map of Italy. It's like earth, fire, water, and air. This is a cross. I mean, holy crap, that makes sense. Oh my gosh, you should watch that 2 movies. It's good. And I always love that film. Number 5. Spider-Man 3. Now I know it's the worst sequel and the dumbest sequel of all time. And you might be wondering, Micah, what the heck you love this movie? Well, why do I love Spider-Man 3? But let me explain at this time. Because I always like the character Peter Parker, that he's in love with Mary Jane. And there's Harry. But in the beginning, Harry is Green Goblin Jr. I mean, what kind of villain is that? Yeah, and the other villain is Sandman. That was great for the villain. And the third one, I always love that Spider-Man villain that there's Venom. Wow. At the end when Spider-Man destroys the black suit. Yeah, I always love the part that the dark Spider-Man suit versus Sandman. And he beat Sandman for the water, and Spider-Man just said, "Good riddance." That's the funniest joke ever. And then, what Peter Parker is he? There's Emo Parker. You know, cool, calm hair, and dancing part. Well, of course, Emo Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3, Greaser, Danny from Grease, and Douchebags from Jersey Shore. Well, of course, I always loved that movie. The first one, I liked it. The second, I always liked it at this time. But the third one, I think it's way better than the second and the first. But the bad news, they never make Spider-Man 4. They just reboot it to make called The Amazing Spider-Man. And I love it at this time. I always loved that movie. I always liked the best scenes and the worst scenes all the time. Number 4. Mr. Bean's movies. Yes, I know it's very bad, so creepy and annoying, but it's not. I always loved Mr. Bean, the TV show, the cartoon series, and the movies. The first one, I always liked the funniest part that he accidentally ruined the famous picture of Whistler's mother. I think that's right. That Mr. Bean, that he goes to America. Yeah, and the funniest part that he's Dr. Bean in the hospital scene. Well, I always loved that first one. And the second film, he's going to France for vacation. And then I always liked the funniest part that he did a dancing one and the bicycle chase scenes. And oh yeah, and the film editing of the video camera, you know, in the theaters that ruined it. Wow, I always loved that 2 films at this time. Number 3. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Like, everyone said it, it's the worst prequel. I mean, why everyone hates that movie? I love that movie. It's the greatest prequel of all time. I mean, I always loved the scene that Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn versus Darth Maul, Jar Jar Binks' annoying scene, and the pod racer, and all the greatest scenes of all time for Star Wars Episode 1. I've seen the Star Wars Episode 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I liked it, and the first one, I loved it. I say all Star Wars episodes are great. But I'm excited for Episode 7. Number 2. The Road to El Dorado. Wow, Wow, wow. I love this animation film of all time. I always loved the character of Miguel and Tulio are going on an adventure to find a city of gold, El Dorado. I mean, it was funny, it was great. I mean, the funniest scenes were great, all the best moments all the time. And this villain, I think the villain is okay. And I hear those songs, it played by Elton John. Yeah, I always like Elton John, he's a good singer. And I always loved this movie, The Road to El Dorado, but I thought everyone loved it. Okay everyone, don't get real mad. Here's the number one, the films that I like but everyone else seems to hate is dun da 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 Batman and Robin. Yes, don't get mad. Let me explain. It's my opinion review. But I seen the first movie, Batman. I liked it. Second, I liked it. Batman Forever. Yeah, I think it's okay. But the fourth one, I loved it. But Batman and Robin destroyed the Batman franchise thanks to Joe Schumacher. But I saw the Nolan series. I saw Batman Begins, The Dark Knight. I really loved it. And The Dark Knight Rises. Okay then, why do I love this Batman and Robin? Because my guess, it's a comedy superhero film. That there's George Clooney, that he's Batman, and Chris O'Donnell, that he's Robin. Ermin Thura is Poison Ivy, that she's great for the drama. And Alicia Silverstone, that she's Batgirl at the End Parts series. That she's trying to defeat Poison Ivy and save Batman and Robin. And there's Arnold Schwarzenegger, that he's Mr. Freeze, and he's doing the ice puns. Oh my god! This is the funniest puns ever. I know Nostalgia Critic reviewed Batman and Robin that he freaks out called the Bat Credit Card. Yeah, I never freaked out this time. I'm brave. And then I just said, hey, I thought everyone loved Batman and Robin. I just checked the percent average from IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. So IMDb, the total is 3.6 out of 10, and Rotten Tomatoes, 12%. You know what happens? The percentage is getting deeper, 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 deeper in the garbage. But that's what she said. But are you seriously? I just want everyone, well anyone, to love Batman and Robin. I know everyone hates this. I always liked the worst superhero film. And actually, it's not the number one favorite superhero film, it's number 3. Yeah, well, let me know in the comments below what films you like but everyone else seems to hate. And before I go, I just want to say, I will never apologize if you're not listening that I review Batman and Robin. But if you listen or subscribe my YouTube channel, I will apologize.